Hello. I just have to get this out. It's been bugging me since last night, and it got louder this morning, and then I had to get to work early, and it was like, find time, make time. Gotta make time. So here we are. Um, it's just a reminder that if you have a delay, a lot of times that's a saving grace. It's like my son is already supposed to be in Japan. He made it to his port call, and then all of a sudden he's on a delay. And it's weird because his life and my life are coinciding right now. Like, he has a delay, I have a delay. And at first I'm like, oh, come on. Like, we want what we want when we want it. Say that 1,000 times fast. I don't know. So it boils down to, like I told him, there could be stuff going on over in Japan you don't know about. And he said, no, it was things that needed to be done with the plane. There was problems. And I was like, oh, awesome. Hopefully they find all the problems before you go on over a 16-hour flight across the ocean. But the way I look at it is that if there's this delay, prayers are already being answered. And then having faith that he will make it to his destination perfectly fine. Of course, that takes a lot of faith to go, okay, we as humans can do things that we're taught to do, like fix an aircraft correctly to get people where they need to be safely. And I even told him, well, I guess your kind's being tested already, because he's an aircraft electrician. So when it boils down to it, like I said, that delay is actually a saving grace. And him not making it last week when he was supposed to, once again, prayers were being answered, because there's things we don't always know about. And instead of throwing a fit and, no, I'm going to make this work, because if you push it, if you demand it works out the way you want it, when you want it, I can guarantee you almost every time you're going to be set back. That's kind of why we hear 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's when we live in our own right, our own wants and desires, and we push for them, because you have to work for things. And when you do have that setback, you have to maintain that faith that says, okay, this is something that's intervening. I've always heard it as rejection is God's protection. And of course, in moments where our hearts are broken, or oh, I wanted that so bad and I didn't get it, and we couldn't understand why, it may never come to light as to why, but other opportunities that can be bigger and better do come along. And that's when you sit and you wait patiently, right? You have to keep focusing on the positive, because you're going to attract what you focus on. Sorry, my throat's been bugging me. Like I said, you're going to attract what you're focusing on. And it's not always going to be what you want. But in the end, if you'll wait for that outcome and just remember everything you already have in the moment of your life that you're living, right? When you can give thanks for those things, then all of a sudden more things that you want start appearing in your life. But you have to make sure that you're being grateful for even the penny in your pocket. Every time I find a penny on the ground, I just look up and say, thank you. And then if I see a feather, I'm like, oh, I feel you around me too, because those are signs of your angels, your protectors. I even told him, my son, when he went to the counter and his flight was being delayed, this was to get where he needed to be. And he was like, man. And the guy said, hold on. Kid got bumped first class. I think I shared this, I'm not sure. Rode first class all the way to where he needed to be. And now he's sitting in like a 4-star hotel with $200 to $300 in food vouchers and eating top of the line. And I'm over here like, I'm not trying to be jealous, but I'm glad it's working out for you. I mean, we want to see good things happen for our kids. And right now, he's been through the ringer. Like, he's been wanting so badly, I have a job, I got to get where I need to be. And he reminds me a lot of me. There's a work ethic there that says I have to keep pushing forward. And right now he's being told, relax. And he called me on a FaceTime last night and was like, look at all this, and showed me this room that he's in. And I'm like, that's awesome. And he goes, and I have it all to myself. 18-year-old's dream, staying in a fancy hotel and can do whatever, and it's all paid for. And he's done the work to get what he needs. He's had to work so hard, and the things that this kid has overcome, it's been awesome. I got a little emotional because I was thinking of the things we've had to overcome, and where their dad's at or has not been, and it boils down to all of that has happened for the protection of my children and myself. I constantly say thank you to the higher power that helped me to finally get the message of to remove the thorn out of your eye, and then you'll see things clearly. I never realized it was the person that I married. I never realized that it was the father to my children. I always saw love as love, and I thought that you can love the pain and hurt out of somebody. But as in one of the last videos I stated, you can't. You have to look at yourself and see what's happening in your own life, and then that leads back to the delays or the rejection or the things that most of us have a hard time handling. But when you see the bigger scheme of life, you can start to appreciate it and go, I'm glad that didn't work out for me. One day you will say it and you will believe yourself. Because even when I was a teenager, I didn't see
you're women, so
that certain things were to my benefit, and now I do. So, just a quick message, sending you peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.